Ephesians chapter 2 verses 4 ESV. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which He loved us. Our message today is God is rich in mercy. When we say that God is rich in mercy, we mean that God is abounding. He is full of mercy. God is so rich in mercy. Mercy is in God as God's nature, not as something that God has been given. As human beings, we are merciful because God has created in us the nature to have mercy. But God was not created. God was not given the ability to have mercy. So when we say that God is merciful, God has the nature of mercy in Himself. He is expressing who He is. Mercy is to have the feeling or the emotion or the ability to feel what an afflicted person is going through and to have the desire to help him, to deliver him or to save him out of his affliction. God feels what we are going through. He is afflicted in our afflictions. The scripture says in the book of Isaiah chapter number 63 that in their affliction He too was afflicted. God takes part in our affliction. When Saul, who later became Apostle Paul, was persecuting the church, Christ appeared to him and told him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Christ was able to be afflicted in the persecutions of the church. And Paul later comes and speaks in the book of Hebrews, and he says that we do not have a high priest who cannot be touched by the feelings of our infirmity or our weakness, but who was tested as we are. Therefore He is able to bear with them who are being tempted, seeing He Himself, He has suffered. And in the book of Hebrews chapter 2, Paul says that since the children themselves were partakers of flesh and blood, He also partook of the same. Christ has partaken of our nature, which is able to be afflicted. That means that Christ also can be afflicted. He can be touched with our weaknesses. He can be touched with our afflictions. And He has the desire to help us. The scripture says that when Christ saw the multitude and they appeared as one without a shepherd, He was moved with compassion. Compassion cannot be separated from mercy. Compassion is in mercy. One feels mercy because there is compassion in him. To be merciful is to have kindness, to help the other in what he is going through. The best picture of mercy is how the womb nourishes the fetus. The womb was created in such a manner that when the fetus is in need, the womb would freely supply everything to the fetus without denying the fetus of anything that it requires. It is now upon the fetus to receive what the womb is supplying. And the womb was also created in such a way that it will take away that which the fetus does not need. So when we say that God has mercy, then we mean that God has the feeling to give us what we need and to take away that which is afflicting us or that which we don't need. Ephesians says, chapter 2 verses 4, that God is rich in mercy. He is abounding in mercy. And we are told why God is abounding in mercy. God is abounding in mercy because of the love that He has. God has an inspiration for His mercy. He has a reason for the mercy. The mercy that God is showing us, He is showing us because He loves us. When we speak of God being rich in mercy, we speak of it in three ways. One, the riches of the mercies of God, they are shown in this way. The first way is that they are new each and every morning. The mercies of God are fresh. Each and every day they appear anew. God cannot withhold a new one from us. Number two, the mercies of God are great. Psalms 103 verses 8. As the heavens are above the earth, so high is your mercy towards those who fear you. God's mercies are so high, and that highness cannot be measured. For up to date, no one has measured the distance between heavens and earth, and no one has ever known. Then that means the riches of the mercies of God, no one knows. It is a divine mystery. And the third one, God is rich in mercy because His mercies don't end. They are continuous. They are there continuously. He is rich in mercy even when we are sinful. He is rich in mercy even when we don't deserve it. God's mercies, they are new each and every morning. God's mercies, they don't end when righteousness ends from us. God's mercies, they are so high as the heavens are above the earth. God is rich in mercy towards you. He is so rich. He is abounding. We bless the Lord for His mercies.